Hi everybody, welcome back to my little YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, my name's Amanda. I'm a diagnosed autistic adult. I'm 41 years old. I was diagnosed a few years ago. I'm just going to talk a little bit about something called autistic masking. If you don't know what autistic masking is, it's something known as autistic camouflaging. You might know it from the saying, fake it till you make it. And you know yourself, if you go on a first date with somebody you've never met before, or you go for a job interview, we all try and be the best version of ourselves, and that's essentially what everybody does in society. We fake it till we make it. So we put this persona on, we put this act on, we put this mask, this camouflage on, and that is exactly what autistic masking is. But we do it for another reason. The reason autistic people mask is more of a survival mechanism for us in order to get through our daily lives, in order to survive, in order to function as effectively as we possibly can in a world that feels incredibly alien to us. So, for example, if I mask as an autistic person, I might look at somebody and I'll see that they're popular, they get on with other people, they're succeeding. And so I'll try to copy them, to emulate them as best as possible. So that I think if I do that, then I'm also going to be popular as well. And that's what autistic people do. It's what a lot of autistic females do. They copy and paste other females, often non-autistic females, in the hopes that we won't be picked up as having autism. And that's why it can be incredibly difficult for doctors and even psychologists to pick up that an autistic person, especially an autistic female, is indeed on the autism spectrum, because we're so incredibly good at hiding it, we're so incredibly good at masking. So masking's also known as camouflaging, and you all know what camouflaging is. If I was to paint green on my face and put a camouflaged army outfit on, I might blend in into like a forest environment, for example. So that's what that is. So what are some of the signs of autistic masking? How can you spot the potential signs of autistic masking? It could be mirroring somebody's facial expression. It could be forcing eye contact. A lot of autistic people, we don't like making eye contact with others. I know eye contact to me feels incredibly strained. It causes a lot of anxiety. Sometimes I'll force myself to make eye contact if I'm in a social situation, and that's my way of masking. I'm hoping that the other person doesn't pick up that I'm autistic, so I'm forcing myself to do something that otherwise makes me feel uncomfortable. We might reduce our stimming. So stimming is something that autistic people often do in order to make ourselves feel more comfortable in sometimes stressful situations. It can be all sorts of different things. It could be hand flapping, it could be I twirl my hair, and that's my form of stimming. Whatever you do as an autistic person that makes you feel more comfortable and eases your anxiety and makes you feel happier, often we might not do those things in certain situations for fear that other people are going to judge us. We'll often, an autistic person that's masking might often pre-plan and pre-script conversations in our heads, or even write them down before they've occurred, and I'll do that. So you might see an autistic person making a conversation with you, interacting with you, answering questions or asking you questions. They might seem really confident and outgoing and bubbly and all those things, but it could be that the autistic person has just pre-scripted what they're going to say beforehand. And so it's giving you the illusion that they're functioning when actually it's part of the autism masking mechanism. Masking, although it can have its benefits in the short term, in the long term can lead to depression and anxiety, ultimately burnout, autistic burnout. It's absolutely exhausting. Masking depletes the autistic battery more than anything else when done over a long period of time. And so if you're finding it hard to relate to others and struggling to understand how people are thinking or maybe feeling, and you don't like social situations and you're having to camouflage yourself in order to adapt to these specific scenarios, it could be autistic masking. I hope this video has helped you to better understand a little bit more about what autistic masking is and what it means. If you've enjoyed it, please consider hitting like, commenting and subscribing. I shall see you next time for my next vlog. Bye!